Welcome. We're up to chapter 2 in Ohel Rachel. Okay, this shir, like all of the shir Menaleh, are in commemoration of Racheleh Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. Last chapter we spoke about Ne'emanut, about faithfulness. Let's review it for a moment. What we said is a woman has to be willing to be Ne'eman, to faithfully turn to her husband and not to others and say, you are the one who will give me what I need. Of course, as we said, this has to be rational and realistic, but her true needs, her material needs, her emotional needs, her spiritual needs, the aspect of those needs to talk about her kavod, her inner self, has to come from him. Her willingness to turn only to him and not to others, okay, the countless others that wait at our doorstep, okay, inspires him to give. But his ability comes from Hashem. His position is to struggle to get what she needs. If he's doing what he needs to do, then the Shekhinah will give him the ability to provide more and more until her needs are met. But ultimately the address is the Shekhinah itself. So her ne'emanut to her husband and his desire to continue giving her is what draws down the blessing to their home and makes the home a place of tranquility, where ultimately their relationship to each other is a part of their relationship to Hashem. That was last chapter. Now we're beginning chapter 2. Ha'ish v'ha'isha balei emunah, the husband and wife as partners in faith. Al kocha shel ha'emunah ben ish le'isha amru b'gemara, Amar Rabbi Ami, en geshamim yordim ela b'shvil balei emunah shenemar, Emet min aretz titzmach, v'tzedek mishamayim nishkof. Amar Rab Ani, ba'u re'eh kam gedolim balei emunah, man lan michulda v'bor. So about the power of emunah, we have an interesting Gemara. The Gemara quotes Rabbi Ami as saying, rain only falls for those who keep faith. As it says, truth shall sprout from the earth, and justice from heaven shall come down. He says, come and look and see what great faith looks like. From where? From a story about a weasel and a pit. What weasel? What pit? Let's understand this first. Upevish Maral. Ki hashamayim notnim matar v'aretz mikabelet matar v'hem mitchabrim v'yesh lahem emunah ze im ze. So let's talk about the rainfall. And with rainfall, the heavens gives, and what happens? The earth receives, and things grow from the earth. That's called emunah, meaning the heavens give to the earth. They don't let the shefa, they don't let the rain dissipate and blow out into the stratosphere. The earth receives from the heavens. L'chen, kasher b'nei adam balei emunah ze im ze. So because of this reason, if you have two humans who keep faith with each other, gam hashamayim hem be'emunah v'notnim matar. It's going to be reflected by what happens above. We have faith with each other. The heavens will keep faith with the earth. So to understand this idea a little bit more, there's a rule in spiritual reality, which is everything begins with us. So the rule is, and I want you to hear this carefully, because this doesn't just have to do with men and women in marriage. This is a rule that affects everything. An awakening from above is always caused by a previous awakening from below. Again, an awakening from below causes an awakening from above. You do an act of kindness, kindness will flow down from heaven. You turn away from God, God will distance his visible presence from you. So this is what was revealed in Yaakov's ladder dream. He didn't see angels going down and then going back up. No, he saw angels going up and then coming down. So the various commentators say, well, what did he see? They have different answers, but they all have the same theme. Tefillah going up, salvation coming down. Estrangement going up, exile coming down. Okay, so this is the rule. So what Maharal is saying is when faithfulness goes up, faithfulness comes down. Human faithfulness goes up. Each human is compared to a world. Each person is called a mini world, a microcosm. Then the heavens are faithful to the earth. We see in the macrocosm parallel faithfulness. Shekach hu emunat shamayim ba'aretz, because that's the faithfulness of the heavens to the earth. Latet matar, to give rain. Ve'en emunah kamo emunat shamayim ba'aretz, shem kamo zachar v'nekeva. Maharal continues. He says there's no faith that could have been used in our example that's as good as the heavens and earth, because they're similar to a male and a female. Meaning, again, like a male and a female, the heavens provides, the earth receives, and then makes grow. Shazachar mashpia v'hanekeva mekabelet. The male gives forth and influences, and the female receives. V'kach hashemayim mashpiim v'aretz mekabelet. Thus the heavens give forth, and the earth receives. U'lekach mevi acharav kam gdolei me'emunah shel ish v'isha. And therefore, his conclusion isn't how great is the faith of the heaven and earth, but no, how great is the faith of a man and a woman. Va'amar ki gedolim balei emunah me'chulda v'bor mevoah b'maisa ba'orach. And the story that the Gemara brings, which in the Gemaras we have to say we don't find it, but we do find it in the Orach, about the hole and the weasel, has to be explained. So let's look at this story for a moment. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking for this. Just 1 second. I thought I had this written down here, but I think that I don't. I don't. So in short, I'll tell you the story without reading it to you. So reading is, of course, always more accurate and better, but that's life. So there was a man, and he discovers this woman in his travels, and she happens to be stuck in a pit in the ground. That's, she's crying out, "Help me, save me!" Okay, so he saves her on condition that she marry him. So he gets her out of the pit, and so those of you who are over under 25 will understand this. I'm not ready yet to make a commitment. No, he doesn't say those words, but he doesn't marry her at the time. It's suggested that, like, let's go back, we'll meet your parents, it'll be with more kavod. Okay, so she stays faithful to him and waits for him, but he forgets about her totally and marries somebody else. Okay, but before they went their separate ways, they made a vow. They said this commitment, our witnesses to it will be the pit and a weasel that happened to be there. So he married someone else, and they have children, and their children die one after the other a very strange death. They're choked to death at night by a weasel. Realizes something is wrong. Okay, now she, in the meantime, wouldn't marry anybody, and in order to avoid having continual marriage proposals, acts as though she's not normal. He rediscovers her, finds out where she is, and they said, well, Nebuch, she is not normal. No, she never married. And they get back together and live happily ever after, more or less. There's more to the story than that, but for our purposes, this is what's relevant. So the reason this story is there is to show us a couple of things. One is that she was more capable of keeping faith than he was, which, as we said, the nature of a woman is faithfulness. A woman is more capable of this than he, and the other is that Hashem on his side will not give him peace when he's not faithful. So with all of this in mind, so we observe this in society. There's no society in which women purposely choose to have many husbands at once. Because a woman wants faithfulness. It's possible. Okay, so let's talk more about the emunah between them. Maharal explains us what the power of emunah is. Koach shel chibur ben shnayim hapoalim ze mul ze. It's the emunah means two people who find attachment. They're both addressing themselves to another. That's what human faith in another person means. Each one addressing themselves to the other. Mashpil mikabel shemayim va'aretz zachar nekeva. The one who gives effect and the one who receives. Heaven, earth, male, female. Hareim chiburim ha'kayimim al basis shel emunah. These are all attachments that the word emunah works with them. V'nivei yater et tochen hadvarim, and we'll explain it more. Ha'emunah nidreshet kasher mutal al shnayim lefol b'shutafut l'matara echad. This kind of emunah, where each will take from the other, will work when they both want the same thing. I want you to hear this carefully. When they're working towards one goal. V'kol tzad nitan chelek miyuchad lo b'avodah zo. Ach ein hu yachol la'agil hatachlit ele b'shutafut im ha'chelek ha'miyuchad l'chavero. So it means that each one of them has some capacity to reach the goal that they both want, but neither can get it without the other. So that means that the husband's desire to give, which men want deeply, they want to feel contributive, they want to give. They want to affect the world, they want to affect her. They want to build a family, but they can't do this without her. She wants to receive, she wants to get what she needs. She can't get it alone. She wants specifically to get what she wants through him. So they have a common goal, which is building. כששניים פועלים בנאמנות, הרי כל אחד מתמסר כל כולו להשלים את תפקידו המיוחד. So when two people are working towards one goal with differing abilities, each one wants to do their side, use their capacity fully. And that's why we use the word faithfulness to describe it, meaning neither one is cheating, holding back, in denial. Neither one is going to let what they need to do lack. So her willingness to receive and to build, she's not going to hold back. She's not going to say, I'm afraid to be vulnerable, or I'm tired of building. She's not going to go there. He's not going to say, I don't want to give, what about me, what about me, what about me? Those very human feelings, especially in the social environment that we grow up in, are the challenges of marriage. The willing to give completely on both sides is marriage's real challenge. This is what ne'emanut is about, what being faithful is about. Now another part of faithfulness is believing in the other person. Believing that they really are doing what they can. Now hear this part carefully. So the person isn't busy policing the other person's part. So that means they'll be faithful in doing what they have to do, and they'll believe in the other one. So you could see this picture when you watch things grow in the field, in nature. As Chazal say, Emunah zeh seder zrayim. Hear this again. If you want emunah, which Mishnah is going to inspire you the most? The Mishnah that talks about agricultural laws. Why? Because all of the assumptions in agriculture is that if you plant, Hashem is going to make it grow. You do yours. You say, I'm trying, I want. Hashem will make it grow. Okay, they believe in the one who gives life to the world, and they plant. You'll never plant a crop if you don't believe. Hadam lokech et shevut mimono, v'tomen et zra'av ba'adama. A man invests all of his money. He buys seeds. He plants them in the earth. Im hayediyah shelo kol efshorot latzmicham b'kocho. He knows he can't make them grow. He could plant them in the earth, but he can't make them grow. He does what he has to do. Mamin b'chayei ha'olamim. And he believes in the one who gives life to the world and who lives forever, that he'll make it happen. And in the same way, rainfall gives us a very similar picture of what emunah really is. The heavens and the earth are working together. The heavens have to give rain and the earth has to make the seeds grow. Af rechokim hagadol me'mizeh, but they're far from each other. The heavens are not the earth is not the heavens. Emet me'eretz titzmach v'tzedek mishimayim nishkaf ha'aretz oset shelah be'emet v'ashel tzedek. It says that truth grows from the earth, meaning the earth truly tries to make things grow, and in that regard the earth is analogous to the woman. But the heavens bring down the rain with justice. There's no fooling around. Neither one could do what the other one does. Polim yachtav et binyan ha'olam. Only together could they build the world. Hatamazu shepoelet shemayim va'aretz mitbaseset hi al koch emunah shebalei emunah. So this matching ability, the heavens will give and the earth will make grow. This continuum is where we see faithfulness in the world. We see this as the world continues. Everything new in the world comes from this one source. So they make the world work through the faith that they have. So being faithful means, first of all, you say, I will do my part 100%. Not what people sometimes say. He didn't do this, so I won't do that. No. I am faithful. I will do mine 100%. My job is to be faithful and to believe that he will. The person doesn't compromise their side, nor do they waste their lives looking at the other person. And I've seen a number of books about marriage that came out in the last 10 years or so, even longer, that are directed at men. Some of you may have seen Rav Feldman's excellent book, The River, the Kettle, and the Bird. Some of you may have seen Rav Arush's book. Both of them say, women, don't read this. Why? Because so many women will read a book that says, well, Lianko, look what Rav Feldman says. He says, okay, got this? You have to look at yourself and trust that the other person will try their best. That's faithfulness. Okay. You have to do what you have to do, and you have to be faithful in your vision and your trust in the other person. In general, whenever humans are working towards a goal, there's very strong time and place limitations. So, for instance, if you work in an office, let's say, you're an office manager. Your job begins at, let's say, 9, and it finishes at, let's say, 5. 4 in the morning, you're not an office manager. Let's say you're a nurse. Same thing. Your shift begins at 7, it ends at 11. At 4, for in the next time frame. You're not a nurse, you're yourself. The only exception to that is marriage. In marriage, the ne'emanut is 24/7, no matter where you are. התקשרות הנישואים היא היחידה המקיפה את כל חיי האדם לנצח. It surrounds a person, their whole life, forever. לכך הבסיס לקיומה של התקשרות הנישואים הוא האמונה. And the basis of the communication is אמונה, כדברי המהר"ל, כאיש והאישה יש להם ביחד חיבור, ואצלם בפרט שייך האמונה. A man and a woman have a different kind of attachment, different than a professional attachment, different than the attachment to friendship. So only there do you have absolute emunah. האיש והאישה שניים הם שונים בנפשם ובגופם, ופועלים בהרבה שטחים רחוקים זה מזה, ובאמונה הם יוצרים את ברית הנישואים. A man and a woman are different from each other. They're different spiritually, they're different intellectually, they're different physically, and they end up oftentimes doing things that are very different one from the other. But that doesn't mean they can't be faithful to each other and hold each other in regard. So Habrit Harechavav HaMitzah B'yoter, this is the widest and most inclusive covenant that there could possibly be. HaMiyatzeget et koach emunah b'chol tokfo v'hekofo. This is emunah in all of its power. L'brit hanisum nichnas adam kulo, nafsho v'gufo, v'hapulot kulam. So marriage is a commitment of your body, of your soul, of your actions. It's all towards the house. So this is why we bless a couple at a wedding. Tizku what? Now listen carefully to what you've been saying all along. Livnot Bayit Neman, a house of faithfulness in Israel. Meaning that's the definition of what we want our homes to be. And so we don't wish each other a joyous home, a rich home, whatever. We say a faithful home, because that defines the relationship. That's what makes the home distinctively and specifically a Jewish home. The emunah that they have with each other. So again, what's the emunah? That he will want to give her what she needs. Fooding, clothes, and relationship. And she'll want to turn towards him and say, I need. And when he gives her, she'll make something grow. She'll use her ability to understand and refine, to take what he gives and make it into more. And whatever he can't give her, he'll turn up to heaven, and the Shekhinah will give him everything that she needs to receive in the merit of their emunah. So that kind of a home is specifically Jewish. Now you could say, well, what's the difference between that and, I'm sure you've seen the painting, the farmer couple with him holding the pork, she's in the kitchen there making the bread, he's out there pitching the hay. No. Externally, this has been the relationship of all men and all women. Men habitually have been the hunters, and women habitually have been the nurturers, because that's what their bodies are more able to do. But in terms of emotional giving, really being there for the other person, valuing the other person, being vulnerable to the other person, sanctifying every aspect of the relationship because you want the Shekhinah to come down, that's uniquely Jewish. So in coming chapters, we're going to be talking about how to make it happen. So in the meantime, have a great week and be faithful.